Tonight, the tectonic plates of global power are shifting. The world as we know it is being reshaped before our very eyes, as alliances and rivalries take on new forms. In the darkness, the lights of the Asia-Pacific region burn brighter than ever, signaling a new era on the horizon. Breaking news is reverberating from Manila to Washington, echoing through government halls, bustling city streets, and living rooms across continents. The implications of this moment stretch far beyond the Philippines and the United States. They reach into the heart of global security, economics, and diplomacy. For millions, tonight's headlines are more than just news. They are the first chapter of a new story. In the heart of Southeast Asia, a game-changing agreement has just been signed. The ink is barely dry, but its impact is already sending shockwaves through the region. Diplomats, military strategists, and ordinary citizens alike are all asking, what comes next? The Philippines and the United States have forged a new strategic partnership, one that promises to reshape the Indo-Pacific landscape for years to come. This isn't just a renewal of old vows, it's a bold leap into a future defined by cooperation, resilience, and shared interests. This is more than a document, it's a bold declaration in 21st century geopolitics. It signals a willingness to confront uncertainty together, to stand united in the face of emerging threats, and to build a framework for peace and stability in a region marked by rapid change. The air in Manila is thick with hope and apprehension. On the streets, people gather in small groups, discussing what this new partnership might mean for their families, their livelihoods, and their nation's future. There is excitement, but also a sense of gravity. Everyone knows that history is being made. Leaders spoke of shared history and a common destiny. They invoked decades of cooperation, from the battlefields of World War II to the challenges of the modern era. Their words were not just ceremonial, they were a reminder that the ties binding these two nations run deep, forged in both hardship and hope. The agreement responds directly to rising tensions in the South China Sea, where competing claims and military maneuvers have raised the specter of conflict. By strengthening their alliance, the Philippines and the United States are sending a clear message. They are prepared to defend their interests and uphold the rules-based order in these contested waters. It transforms a legacy alliance into a potent tool for the future. Joint military exercises, intelligence sharing, and coordinated responses to crises are now on the table, making this partnership more dynamic and responsive than ever before. The world is watching, because what happens here will ripple globally. From Tokyo to Canberra, from Beijing to New Delhi, leaders and citizens alike are recalibrating their expectations and strategies. The balance of power in Asia is shifting, and everyone is taking notice. Imagine, two nations, separated by the vast expanse of the Pacific, now locking arms in a deeper pact. Their cooperation will span not just military matters, but also trade, technology, disaster, response, and cultural exchange, weaving a tighter fabric of partnership across the ocean. For the Philippines, this deal offers a powerful security umbrella, providing reassurance in uncertain times. It means access to advanced technology, training and resources that will help modernize its armed forces and protect its sovereignty. For the U.S., it's a critical foothold at a vital maritime crossroads. This partnership strengthens America's presence in the Indo-Pacific, allowing it to respond more quickly to crises and to support allies and partners throughout the region. We are witnessing a pivotal moment as Asia's alliances are redrawn. Old rivalries are being reconsidered, new friendships are being forged, and the entire region is bracing for a future that promises both opportunity and challenge. Today, January 27, 2026 will be remembered as a day that altered Asia's strategic calculus. It is a date that will be studied in history books, debated in parliaments, and remembered by those who lived through it. The stakes have never been higher. Every move from this point forward will be watched, analyzed, and felt around the world. The map has been redrawn, and the next chapter is just beginning. What's actually inside this landmark deal between the Philippines and the United States? Let's break down the key pillars that make this agreement so significant for both nations and for the region as a whole. At its core, the agreement is built on three main foundations: robust military cooperation, expanded access to strategic bases, and a deepening of economic and technological integration. Each of these elements is designed to reinforce the other, creating a partnership that is both comprehensive and future-ready. First, military collaboration is set to expand dramatically. the two countries will conduct more frequent and complex joint exercises, focusing on everything from disaster response to maritime security. This means more opportunities for both forces to train together, share expertise, and improve their ability to operate as a single, unified team. The U.S. military presence will increase, but in a rotational and training capacity, ensuring that Philippine sovereignty is respected while maximizing readiness. Second, the agreement grants the U.S. rotational access to key Philippine military facilities. These are not permanent American bases, but rather shared sites where U.S. forces can preposition equipment, conduct training, and respond rapidly to regional crises. This flexibility is crucial in today's unpredictable security environment, allowing both nations to adapt quickly to emerging threats. Many of these locations are strategically positioned near the South China Sea, a region of growing geopolitical tension. By having access to these bases, the alliance gains unprecedented flexibility and reach, enhancing deterrence and ensuring a swift response to any situation that may arise. Third, the partnership goes far beyond military matters. It extends into economic and technological cooperation, with the U.S. investing in the Philippines' cybersecurity, digital infrastructure, renewable energy projects, and resilient supply chains. This means more jobs, better technology, and a stronger economy for the Philippines, while also strengthening the alliance's ability to withstand economic shocks. Technology transfer and joint research and development are central to this vision. The two countries will collaborate on cutting-edge defense technologies, maritime security systems, and innovations that can benefit both civilian and military sectors. This ensures that the alliance remains at the forefront of technological advancement. The ultimate goal is clear: to build a partnership that is strong militarily, prosperous economically, and advanced technologically. By weaving together these threads, the agreement aims to create a resilient alliance capable of facing 21st century challenges. Together, these pillars form a comprehensive pact. Military cooperation ensures both nations are always ready to defend their interests and respond to crises. Access to bases enables rapid deployment of forces and resources, making sure that help can arrive wherever and whenever it's needed most. Economic and technological ties make the alliance sustainable for the long term, providing the resources and innovation needed to thrive in a rapidly changing world. In the 21st century, true strength is measured not just by military might, but by economic resilience, technological innovation, and the ability to adapt to new challenges. This agreement is designed to fortify the Philippines on all fronts: defense, economy, and technology, ensuring a safer, more prosperous future for generations to come. Supporters say this agreement is a force for stability in a region fraught with uncertainty. They argue it's not aggression, but deterrence, a clear message to potential aggressors. By showing a united front, the pact aims to prevent conflict before it starts. It's also a reaffirmation of shared democratic values, upholding freedom of navigation and international law. For many Filipinos, this is about building national strength, not dependence. The deal promises to modernize the armed forces of the Philippines, long underfunded and overstretched. It brings training, technology, and operational experience, accelerating the AFP's self-defense capabilities. Supporters also highlight the economic benefits, protecting vital shipping lanes in global trade. Any disruption here would have global consequences. By bolstering security, the agreement safeguards economic stability for the Philippines and the world. In this view, the pact is an investment in shared prosperity. A secure, open Indo-Pacific benefits everyone. Not everyone is celebrating. While some see the agreement as a step toward greater security, others are deeply concerned about its implications for the Philippines and the wider region. Critics warn that the deal could escalate already simmering tensions, potentially making the Philippines a flashpoint in the ongoing rivalry between the United States and China. With the South China Sea already a contested zone, the increased presence of U.S. forces could provoke stronger reactions from Beijing, raising the risk of confrontation. Hosting more U.S. military assets such as warships, aircraft, and missile defense systems could make the country a strategic target. Some fear that the Philippines could be drawn into conflicts not of its own making, becoming entangled in disputes between superpowers that have little to do with Filipino interests. Nationalist voices are growing louder, recalling a long and complicated history of American military bases on Philippine soil. They warn that the return of foreign troops could compromise the nation's sovereignty, echoing past grievances about lost autonomy and external interference. These critics argue passionately for an independent foreign policy, one that is free from the influence of any superpower, whether from the West or the East. They believe the Philippines should chart its own course, prioritizing national interests above all else. There are also concerns about the social impact on communities living near military bases. Residents worry about increased restrictions, disruptions to daily life, and the potential for accidents or incidents involving foreign troops. The presence of military installations can change the character of local neighborhoods, sometimes leading to tension and mistrust. Past experiences with foreign troops have left unresolved social and legal issues. Incidents involving U.S. personnel have sparked outrage and protests, with many Filipinos feeling that justice was not always served. These memories fuel skepticism about whether new agreements will truly protect local communities. As a result, critics are demanding strict oversight and clear, enforceable rules to protect Filipino citizens. They call for transparency in negotiations and insist that any agreement must include strong safeguards for the rights and safety of the local population. Some question whether the current legal frameworks, such as the Visiting Forces Agreement, are robust enough to hold visiting forces accountable for their actions. Legal experts and activists worry that loopholes could allow foreign troops to evade responsibility, undermining the rule of law. Economic analysts in neighboring countries are also watching closely. They worry that the pact could force Southeast Asian nations to choose sides in the US-China rivalry, potentially fracturing the unity of ASEAN, a bloc that has long valued neutrality and regional cooperation. This polarization could undermine regional diplomacy, making it harder for countries to work together on shared challenges like trade, security, and disaster response. The risk is that instead of fostering cooperation, the agreement could deepen divisions and fuel suspicion. Instead of building bridges, critics foresee a future of competing alliances and an arms race, with more countries drawn into the fray. The increased military presence could heighten the risk of miscalculation and conflict in an already volatile region. The benefits of the deal, they argue, may come at a high cost to national autonomy and regional stability. For many, the question remains, is the promise of security worth the potential risks to independence and peace? The debate is far from over. As the Philippines navigates its path forward, the nation must weigh the promises of partnership against the risks and criticisms that continue to spark passionate discussion across the country.